Hey, if you want some exclusive anime merch like this Harem King Deku, gotta smash them all, check out enterdreamworld.com, link in the description. Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be breaking down one of the craziest series of events that we've ever seen in Boku no Hero. This Liberation War arc has been intense throughout, but now it has really kicked into high gear and so much epic greatness is happening all at once. Dabi's secret confession, the fate of Twice and Hawks, the Bunny Queen's tireless fight against the high-end Nomu, and Endeavor's grand entrance. Wow, there is so much to talk about, so let's get into it. If you enjoy the Boku no Hero content right here on the channel and you want us to keep it going, please leave a like to let me know, it really helps us. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar or you just haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to turn on all notifications. With the way that YouTube works now, you really have to go through the trouble of clicking the bell and then selecting the option that says all. If you don't do that, you're still gonna miss a lot of our videos even if you're subscribed, it's just how YouTube works. You can also hit me up on Twitter and or Instagram at AnimeUproar. Finally, this video will of course contain Boku no Hero manga spoilers. I'm talking about the very latest in the manga. The manga is far ahead of the anime, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Now, first of all, can we all take a moment to fully appreciate that colored Mirko cover? Bruh. There are no words to describe such perfection. Anyway, staying focused on the story, the chapter starts off with a flashback to Tokoyami being mentored by Hawks. Hawks reveals to Tokoyami that his greatest weakness in battle is probably fire because his feathers can burn up very quickly. Since Hawks relies on his feathers in battle, someone who is able to just burn off all of his feathers will have a clear advantage. This is definitely a very timely moment for this flashback. Hawks' solution to this problem is to just finish the job as quickly as possible. If he is fast enough to defeat his opponent before the opponent can attack, then the opponent's quirk won't really matter. You can't burn off Hawks' feathers if Hawks takes you out before you have time to use your quirk. But as we've seen from the last few chapters, if you sneak up on Hawks while he's dealing with another opponent, you can definitely do a lot of damage. Back in the present time, Fat Gum is using his hilarious and adorable Fat Taxi technique to carry Tokoyami, Kaminari, Mushroom Girl, and Juzo Honenuki all at once inside his massive belly. As I talked about in previous videos, these particular students were needed on the front lines because of their powerful quirks which have long range abilities and are capable of taking out many villains at once. However, now that they did what they needed to do, the students are being transported back to safety inside of Fat Gum's fat. Even though some of the students are anxious to stay and help out more, Fat Gum tells them that they have to leave the rest up to the adults. And that makes sense. These are still just students after all, and they are highly inexperienced when it comes to fighting actual villains in a potential battle to the death. As awesome as their quirks certainly are, one wrong move and these young students could be killed, and the pro heroes definitely do not want that on their conscience. And so it makes sense for the students to be moved back to the rear and out of harm's way. But just as the students are being evacuated, Tokoyami sees a massive fiery explosion blasting out of one of the windows near the roof of the building. This is the same area of the building where Hawks and Dabi are currently fighting, and the explosion was in fact the result of Dabi's deadly blue flames. We see that Hawks has been injured badly by Dabi. His wings and feathers have been eviscerated, his body is burnt and scarred, and he is lying on the ground seemingly hopeless as Dabi stomps down on him. Dabi laughs and congratulates Hawks for successfully killing Twice, and instead of being sad that his comrade was just killed, Dabi looks excited, and he has an absolutely maniacal grin on his face. Hawks can't believe that Twice's death seems to mean nothing to Dabi. Dabi responds by saying that he can't cry because his tear glands have been burnt, but he is definitely sad and heartbroken over Twice's death. But Dabi certainly doesn't look heartbroken, and he seems more concerned about the villains losing the power of Twice's quirk than losing Twice as a person. Now, maybe Dabi is just so psychotic that even when he is genuinely sad, he doesn't know how to show it and he just looks like a complete maniac. But it could also be that Dabi is so focused on his own personal mission that he simply does not care about anything or anyone else, including Twice and his other comrades from the League of Villains. At this point, the injured Hawks says to Dabi that he looked into the background of every League of Villains member, but Dabi and Shigaraki were the only two whom Hawks could not find any information on. Also, Hawks had given up his real name, Takami Keigo, back when he was still a little kid. He was forced to say goodbye to that name as soon as he was recruited into the special hero program operated by the Hero Public Safety Commission. It appears that Hawks came from a poor and broken home, but after he displayed an aptitude for heroism at a young age, he was recruited to become a special kind of hero. He went through intense training that goes far beyond any regular hero training, and he was expected to strictly follow the orders of the Hero Public Safety Commission, including top secret orders such as the order to become a double agent and infiltrate the League of Villains. So because Hawks essentially stopped being Takami Keigo so long ago, and because he has lived such a secretive life ever since, Hawks simply doesn't understand how Dabi could possibly know his real name. Hawks shouts at Dabi, "Who the hell are you?" And in that moment, Dabi finally reveals his secret identity to Hawks. Unfortunately, he doesn't reveal it to us, the readers, because the speech bubble in which he reveals his identity is blacked out by Horikoshi. Damn, Horikoshi, I can't believe you would do us like that. Possibly the single biggest blueballing in the entire series right here. But what we do know is that Hawks is genuinely shocked by Dabi's revelation because we can see Hawks' face react to whatever it is that Dabi just said. Dabi then tells Hawks that from the very beginning he should have been Hawks' primary target, not Shigaraki, Twice, or anyone else. Dabi proclaims that just one man with one philosophy can shake the world, and there is no such thing as a real hero in this world. Dabi then goes on to declare that he is the ultimate manifestation of Stain's will, and he says goodbye to Hawks as he prepares to finish the young hero off. Before we move on, I have to point out that it is very interesting that Dabi chooses to call himself the ultimate manifestation of Stain's will at this point, because it looks to me like Dabi is actually rejecting an important aspect of Stain's philosophy. You will recall that Stain certainly does believe that there are real heroes in this world. Heroes who are indeed worthy of being called heroes, and All Might and Deku were both considered to be such heroes by Stain. Stain's problem is not with all heroes, it is with those other heroes, the ones who are not worthy but still call themselves heroes. However, Dabi clearly states that there is no such thing as a real hero in this world. So, even though he claims to be a manifestation of Stain's will, Dabi's view about heroes actually differs from Stain. Dabi's view of the hero society is even more extreme and even more cynical than Stain's. The big question here is how exactly did Dabi know Hawks' true identity? Assuming that Dabi is indeed Toya Todoroki, the eldest son of Endeavor and the brother of Shoto, is that family connection enough to explain how Dabi could know Hawks' real name? Even as a child, Hawks had been a huge Endeavor fanboy, so it is possible that at some point Dabi learned Hawks' true identity through Endeavor himself. This would likely have happened at some point before Dabi decided to abandon his family and become a villain. But I've seen some comments on my previous MHA videos and some posts on Reddit and other websites suggesting that there may be more to Dabi's secret identity than meets the eye. What if Toya Todoroki was also recruited into the same special hero program that Hawks was recruited into when both of them were still children? Knowing Endeavor, he would have probably looked at such an intensive hero training program as a great opportunity for his son to get as strong as possible as quickly as possible. And so perhaps Endeavor decided to pressure Toya into becoming a special agent of the Hero Public Safety Commission. And so, what if at some point during his training, or after his training when he was out on a mission, Toya, aka Dabi, was gravely injured and presumed dead? This injury changed Toya's appearance drastically, it burned his tear glands and many other things, and after everyone assumed that he had died, Toya decided to reinvent himself as the villain, Dabi. We all know that Endeavor was a bad father who pushed his children too hard, and Shoto and Natsuo both resent him for that. But, as much of a dick as Endeavor has been in the past, I certainly don't think that he himself would have killed or gravely injured his own son Toya, accidentally or otherwise. Don't forget that he wanted his children to be as strong as possible, and he was willing to do immoral things to make that happen. But there is a big difference between that and actually wanting to kill or seriously deform your own son. And if Endeavor had directly caused the unspecified horrific thing that happened to Toya, chances are that Endeavor would have had to answer for it legally. I mean, in any society of laws, and especially if you are considered to be a pro-hero, deliberately injuring or even killing your own son would be a grave crime and you would have to answer for it. However, if Endeavor pressured Toya to join the Special Hero Program in order to maximize Toya's potential of becoming as strong as possible, and if Toya then went missing on a Special Hero Public Safety Commission mission or during some especially grueling training, then Toya's disappearance would be an indirect result of Endeavor's decision to enroll him into this special program. If that were the case, the Todoroki family would still blame Endeavor and his obsession with power for what happened to Toya, but at the same time, Endeavor could not be held legally responsible for any of this, and he could continue being a famous hero in the eyes of the public. At the same time, if Toya had been a part of the Special Hero Program, he would have been more likely to come across Hawks' real name at some point, since Hawks was also part of the same program. Furthermore, having been a part of the Special Hero Program in the past would give Dabi better reason to behave the way that he does and to uphold the ideology that he upholds right now. I'm sure that Dabi, aka Toya, resents his father Endeavor, but his mission and ideology seems to be about a lot more than just one person, his father Endeavor. Shoto and Natsuo also feel resentment towards Endeavor, but they don't automatically extend that resentment to the entire hero society. They certainly blamed their father for his own faulty actions, but they didn't go on to blame society as a whole for Endeavor being who he is. But if Toya Todoroki had been used and abused, not just by his father, but also by the Hero Public Safety Commission through the Special Hero Program, then this would explain why Dabi would choose to focus his hatred on the entire hero society instead of just Endeavor as an individual. Endeavor was almost certainly the catalyst, but the wider hero society, in the form of the Hero Public Safety Commission, also used and abused Toya. And that is what made him identify on such a personal level with Stain's philosophy. Although, as I mentioned earlier, Dabi's understanding of Stain's philosophy seems to be even more extreme than Stain's. This is the explanation that I am leaning towards now. Toya wasn't just abused by his father. He was pressured into the Special Hero Program by Endeavor, and he was then used and abused by the Hero Public Safety Commission as a whole until he one day disappeared on a mission or during some particularly intense training. During that mission or training, he was injured, probably left for dead, and eventually he resurfaced as the villain Dabi. This is just a theoretical scenario, of course, but this scenario makes the most sense to me, and it explains how Dabi could have known about Hawks' real name, especially since Hawks abandoned that name way back when he first joined the Special Hero Program as a small child. I am definitely not the first person to bring up this scenario, it has been on the internet for a while, but I have to say that this makes the most sense to me, at least based on the info that we have so far. The last few pages of chapter 267 show 3 very important scenes. In the first scene, someone is preparing to activate Gigantomachia, using the radio, which includes those pre-recorded orders from All For One. And All For One is one of the few people whose orders Gigantomachia actually obeys. This means that the heroes are about to face their biggest challenge yet. Gigantomachia is an absolute monster, and he has the ability to level entire cities. Once he is unleashed upon the heroes, the situation on the battlefield will shift drastically. I've been saying for weeks now that the hero raid has been going too smoothly, especially the one at the mansion, and some major complications were bound to come up. Gigantomachia definitely counts as a major complication. The next scene shifts back to Mirko's battle against the high-end nomu. At least 3 of the nomu are still putting up a fierce resistance against Mirko, and she herself has noticed that her attacks are not landing like they were just a little while ago. It's not because Mirko is getting tired. The Bunny Queen has plenty of energy left, but it appears that the nomu are actually getting stronger. It seems that they needed some time to fully awaken after being released from those tubes, but the more time goes by, the stronger the nomu become. Mirko decides that she has to stop fighting the nomu and complete her primary mission, which is to take out Dr. Ujiko and Shigaraki. She uses her incredible quirk to ditch the nomu and catch up to the doctor at the other end of the lab. However, the nomu seem to be getting faster as well, and Mirko is not quite able to escape the clutches of their weird tentacles and other pointy things that they are able to extend from their bodies. As she struggles to break free from the grip of the high-end nomu, Mirko is determined to take out her main targets at all cost. Mirko vows to eliminate the doctor and Shigaraki before the nomu are able to eliminate her. She storms into the section of the lab within which Ujiko and Shigaraki's tube are hiding, and Ujiko absolutely loses it once again as soon as he sees her. Ujiko seems paralyzed by shock and fear, boogers are like oozing out of his nose, and this is like the 4th time that he has been forced to react this way since the raid on the hospital started. I can't really blame him though, no one would ever want to be on Miruko's bad side. Meanwhile at the mansion, Tokoyami emerges from the safety of Fat Gum's belly and activates Dark Shadow in an attempt to save Hawks. While back at the hospital, Endeavor finally smashes his way into the secret lab and absolutely wrecks one of the high-end nomu beneath his fiery fist. Miruko is injured. Part of her right rabbit ear has been torn off, but she seems to have survived thanks to Endeavor's epic entrance. I am assuming that Endeavor showed up in time to save her because we don't actually see the full extent of the damage that Mirko has suffered. We are only shown the upper part of her head and the fact that her ear has been damaged. I certainly hope that she survived because I freaking love her and I refuse to even consider any other possibility. And that is how this absolutely insane and action-packed chapter ends. And wow, what a chapter. We had the incredible showdown between Dabi and Hawks in which Dabi revealed his secret identity to Hawks, although sadly he did not reveal it to us, the readers. We also had Tokoyami joining the fight in order to save his mentor Hawks, but Tokoyami is still just a UA student, and Dabi is a ruthless, overpowered villain. This decision to abandon Fat Gum's belly and face off against Dabi may cost Tokoyami dearly in the very near future. In this incredible chapter, we also got to see more Miruko greatness, including yet more evidence of her unbelievable courage and resolve in the face of impossible odds. She is willing to sacrifice her life for her mission, and she is already one of my favorite pro heroes and MHA characters of all time. What a hero and what a woman. On top of that, Endeavor has finally made his way to the secret lab, and the #1 pro hero is about to get his chance to face off against the high-end Nomu, and eventually probably against Shigaraki himself. And finally, as if all of that wasn't enough, it appears that Gigantomachia is about to be activated, which means that the heroes are in for a world of hurt. This was truly a classic action-packed shonen chapter, and this is yet more proof that this Boku no Hero war arc has the potential to become the greatest arc in the entire series. This chapter was just so epic and so entertaining, and if this arc continues to deliver such amazing chapters in the future, then I have no doubt that this will shape up to be the best arc in the entire series so far. Let me know what you guys think. How exactly did Dabi come to know Hawks' real name? And what did he just reveal to Hawks inside that darkened speech bubble? Also, how do you think Tokoyami's decision to try and save Hawks will play out? Will he succeed? Or is Dabi about to make Tokoyami regret his decision? And what about Gigantomachia? How is his involvement going to change the situation on the ground at the mansion? Finally, how freaking amazing is Mirko? And what did you think about Endeavor's epic entrance? Is Mirko going to survive now that Endeavor has finally appeared? Or are her many injuries going to get the best of her in the end? I certainly hope Mirko survives. I love her so much as a character and as a top tier waifu, but I look forward to hearing your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please leave a like to let me know, it really does help. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar or you just haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You can also hit me up on Twitter and or Instagram at AnimeUproar. I want to give a big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for supporting our work and making these videos possible. Special thank you to Baby Ray, disciple of Lord Twigo himself. Another big thank you to all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Alolan Atom, The World, Steelers, The School Bus, Tyson Quirino, Acquired Respect, and Pate Heffa. And I can't forget our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Anatoly Kazatsky, Angel Cruz, Team Sparky 65, Rohan Kapoor, Cricket XP, Ted No Ted, Jalter, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Alicia Octer, Anna Moles 69, Jessica Calafond, Emperor Otaku, JCC Waka, and The Coach. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single $1 will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.